I'm suspecting that it might have been Larry Allen, the right guard, who actually drew the foul.
Who was pulling and looked like a center on the play. Darryl Johnston is split to the left. The Moose is flanked out wide. Aikman looks the other way, and he hits Williams, and he's tackled at the 31-yard line by Bobby Taylor.
Williams gets about half of it back, so it'll be third down and about ball almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Third and 11 with 2:50 to go in the opening quarter. The Dallas Cowboys on top 7-3.
And very fortunate for the Eagles at this point that it is just 7-3. That interception cleared down at the 1-yard line when it hopped from Michael Irvin right into the arms of Bobby Taylor.
3 wide receivers and almost forced a single coverage on Michael Irvin.
This is a stand the Eagles very much need to make right here.
Dallas's first third down play of the night, and it comes up short as Emmitt Smith makes the catch at the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th and 5 and set up about a 43-yard field goal attempt for Chris Boniol.
It's covered by Philadelphia. They took Irvin out of it on the outside. Mark Millen all over him. Story had to go underneath to Emmitt Smith, hoping for the run and the first down. And they'll settle for a 3-point attempt.
42-yard attempt. Gene Novacek kneeling, and he'll set it down at the 32-yard line. Boniol tries to extend Dallas's advantage to 7. And Chris Boniol bangs it through. With 1:42 left in the opening quarter, the Dallas Cowboys leading the Philadelphia Eagles 10-3. Texas Stadium in Irving, longtime home of the Dallas Cowboys, and the Dallas Cowboys on top by a score of 10-3. Kansas City has the best record in the league at the moment, 8-1. Dallas would match that with a win here against the Eagles. Chris Boniol sends it skyward, and it's taken in at the 3-yard line by Charlie Garner. Up past the 20-yard line, and he gets wrestled down by Brock Barry, and then 2 flags are down back at the 17. Scott Case gets into a little pushy shovey match with the fullback Fred McCrary.
Credit to Scott to Brock Barry, number 31.
Rodney Peete coming out to take over here, and he'll take over a little bit back toward his goal line because the call is against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, Rodney and the Eagles offensively have gotten nothing done so far, and this doesn't help.
Illegal block during the return, 10 yards, first down.
That was a good effort by Charlie Garner to make something happen and give his Eagle offensive team some decent field position, but here they go all the way back now down around their 8 or 9 yard line.
Tom White is in the witness protection program. He's not announcing the penalty on any individual. Look at the domination in total yards. Philadelphia's field goal, a result of an Emmitt Smith fumble on their first series, on Dallas's first series, and the subsequent 3-pointer. Peete throws, and the catch is made by Calvin Williams, and that's a first down up to the 28-yard line. Rodney Peete, first year with Philadelphia. Over the summer, he got married. And those of you who watch ABC on Friday night at 9:30 Eastern Time know all about this show.
This thing and put it in his office. We are tiptoeing around our own kitchen over a stupid little mug.
Ollie Robinson, one of the stars of Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Mrs. Rodney Peete.
How come all the guys from USC marry women in show business?
Just good taste. Rodney did go to USC, of course, and he played, beat Troy Aikman with the Trojans. And Troy was with the UCLA Bruins twice. Of course, he was a quarterback here for the Dallas Cowboys a year ago, and prior to that, Detroit had some Achilles problems up there, and there's Troy Aikman, the UCLA alumnus.
In the '89 draft, Aikman was the first guy chosen. Peete was the 141st guy chosen in the 6th round by Detroit. 2nd and 7. Deep drop, fake screen, and then he dumps it at the feet of Waters, incomplete.
Oh, and that screen read all the way by Dallas.
Of course, Rodney Peete He got to go to Detroit and be a participant in one of the great quarterback derbies of all time. Rodney Peete, Andre Ware, and Harry Kramer. They
was pick a number.
It was round-robin rotation with Wayne Fonts calling a different number almost every week. But Rodney, more than anybody else, was the guy who...
until he was hurt in '93.
He was the main man. He was Wayne's choice.
3rd down and 7 at the 30-yard line. 15 seconds left in the opening quarter. Williams in motion. 5-man rush. They blitz from the corner, and the pass is incomplete to the other side, intended for Rob Carpenter.
Well, one of the good matchups here tonight, fellas, is left tackle for the Eagles, Barrett Brooks, who's a rookie, and that guy right there, Charles Haley. And a rookie is really susceptible to the inside. They're really overcommitting a lot of times to the outside. They open up too much to the inside, and a veteran will take advantage of it. And right there is where Haley goes to the inside of Brooks. And that is a punishing hit on Rodney Peete.
Hutton up near the top of the league in gross punting, but near the bottom in net. Philadelphia's been atrocious in punt return coverage, as this one is brought back to the 25-yard line by Kevin Williams.
You know how he just out-kicks the coverage.
58-yarder right there.
Needs a little more height.
That's the end of the first quarter. 10-3 Dallas, and Monday Night Football returns after this message and a word from our ABC station. Well, you're looking at the two defensive tackles there, and Russell Maryland in street clothes, and Leon Lett was suspended for violating the league substance abuse policy. So Maryland and Lett both out. The Cowboys, you would think, would be a little soft in the middle defensively, but Philadelphia hardly able to exploit it to this point in the game as we start the second quarter. From the 25-yard line, Moose Johnston goes nowhere on first down. It'll be 2nd and 10 as Romanowski makes the tackle.
Where that might affect them, losing Maryland, he has the bad knee, and Leon Lett later in the game, because they are used to a rotation of the interior linemen, the Dallas Cowboys, and they'll have to reach back to Michael Batiste and Darren Benson, and there are two youngsters who first time they've even suited up for a football game.
Lett is gone for 4 games, and the other suspended Cowboy is the reserve defensive back Clayton Holmes, who's also out for 4 games. And those are 4 pretty big games for Dallas. Their schedule is very tough over the next 3 weeks. On 2nd and 10, Aikman has it knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Al, the real break, though, is that they get 3 of those 4 games here at Texas Stadium. The toughest game is on the road when they have to go to Oakland. But they get Philadelphia here, they get San Francisco here, and then they get Kansas City here on Thanksgiving.
Statistically, it's one-sided through the first 15 minutes of play, except for the turnovers where Dallas coughed it up twice.
And that is the reason that they only have a 7-point lead. In terms of play, that could have easily been a 21-0 quarter.
3rd down and 10. Aikman with that deep drop screen. Emmitt Smith, room to roam, and a first down up to the 37-yard line. William Thomas makes the tackle.
What a good call. Ernie Zampese making the calls for Troy Aikman, screen on 3rd and 10. Secondary thinking Michael Irvin, cover Jay Novacek. Kevin Williams dump a little screen off, and there he is. Ernie Zampese hasn't been reading up on medical reports.
Ooh, Eric Williams assisted off the field.
Eric Williams, I think everybody knows his story about injured in the auto accident last year. He missed some action earlier this year, came back earlier than anybody thought. Ron Stone taking his place, but then he was bothered with a calf muscle pull. Missed the game about 3-4 weeks ago. We'll get a report on him as soon as we can.
1st and 10. The Eagle defensive line was shifting as the ball was snapped, and Kurt Gouveia makes the tackle. Emmitt Smith now in yards from scrimmage, that's rushing plus receiving combined, over 10,000 yards with that prior reception. 35th player in the history of the league, and only 3 players in history reached that milestone level in fewer games than Emmitt.
Boy, he hit the lottery too. A great, outstanding high school running back, and then a brilliant running back of Florida. And to come in to this team as they were emerging with this huge offensive line that really extends your career to play behind this kind of a line.
Aikman pump fake, going deep, and just underthrown. Flag is thrown as the coverage was by Greg Jackson on Michael Irvin.
Yeah, but he saved a touchdown. Greg Jackson, that would have been an easy end of the end zone.
Well, Jackson's a safety coming over. I mean, he's coming over trying to save the day. We got a blown coverage from the very beginning, or else Jackson is... Either Jackson or the corner to that side made a mistake. One of the two of them left Michael Irvin alone for far too long.
Michael Irvin would not have dropped this, but Jackson grabs his arm, pulls it away.
That's interference all the way.
No question about that.
Number 47 defense, first down.
It's just a calculated thing on the part of Greg Jackson. He's going to get 6 if I don't grab that arm and draw the flag.
If Troy Aikman is able to lay that ball out closer to the sideline, Michael Irvin has to come back to the middle of the field to make that play. If Aikman is able to keep that ball closer to the sideline, that's a touchdown reception easily.
Yep, pass a little bit underthrown as Darrell Johnson is split to the right again. Aikman looking to the left, floats one into the end zone. Michael Irvin is just spectacular. Flag down. For the moment, it's a touchdown.
What a brilliant catch, though. Blown coverage again over the opposite side this time.
Line judge making the call.
Offside, number 96, defense. Line up in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
What a brilliant catch. Again, Aikman a little off. He did not have to throw it that tight to the sideline, but Irvin saved it. Just lofted it up there. No one covering him.
Well,
watch the feet come down. Beautiful.
Well, what are the Eagles doing here, Frank?
Well, they've made a mistake on 2 consecutive plays.
Yeah, well, that's not a very smart way to play the Dallas Cowboys.
Bonio for the point after. Michael Irvin in his 8th year, and he just keeps getting better.
Tough to beat the Dallas Cowboys if you play error-free football. Let these guys run loose. It'll be a long plane flight back to Philadelphia if the Eagles don't fly straight.
Yeah, they're tough enough without making mistakes. And that time, Troy Aikman right on top of 2 consecutive blown coverages on the part of the Eagles.
There's Greg Jackson, the safety. By our account and our look at it, looked like he had the deep outside on Michael Irvin on the first pass that ended up in the interference call. And then the second time they leave Irvin wide open again.
Bonio kicks it down to Kelvin Martin. And Martin has spent 6 years here and then 2 in Seattle, gets run out of bounds up at the 32. Michael Irvin with that reception at the end of a 75-yard drive that took just 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
You know, Calvin Martin got paid a real compliment last night by Michael Irvin. I was asking Michael, where did you really learn to get off of the ball the way you can? Michael Irvin, one of the great releasers in the NFL as far as fighting, a hand check and that bump and run coverage. And he really credited Calvin Martin. Calvin Martin was already here in Dallas when Michael came as a rookie. He said, I learned an awful lot from that little guy about how to get off the ball.
Now Rodney Peete to Charlie Garner. He picks up 3, and he's wrestled down by Darren Smith. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by the all-new Plymouth Voyager, the next generation of the minivan. Casino from Universal Pictures, starring Robert De Niro, Sharon Stone, and Joe Pesci, directed by Martin Scorsese. And Miller Lite, when you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Could we get a cameo in
Casino?
Casino.
Ernie Zampese probably already has one.
All we do is wind up with Coach.
I know where the set we could work on.
You bet. Second down and 7 from the 35-yard line as Garner takes it up to the 42, close to a first down, and Deion Sanders makes the tackle.
And a solo tackle, too, we might add.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Garner is the second smallest man in this league.
Hey.
Deion, if you're going to tackle someone, Deion, get him lined up in your sights.
This was no assist. This was no jumping on the pile.
He is tough to tackle one-on-one, too. He has got more moves than a snake.
Mano-y-mano here. He didn't wrap up, but he puts him down. Deion may want to have that baby added to the old highlight reel.
Deion saves the first down.
Yeah. Yep. He may go and ask for a raise now. I can tackle too.
$35.2 million. What an amazing franchise this is. I mean, think about the star power here. Sanders, Aikman, Smith, Irvin, Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson used to coach the team, and Jerry Jones.